thinking of. I'll make sure
Good
this
morning. Welcome to Carnivore Gossip Beyond Bariatric. My name is Adrian Gledhill. I'm also known as Biggest Loser Carnivore. And welcome to our show where every week we discuss bariatric surgery, all things bariatric surgery, life beyond bariatric surgery, and we share people's stories and triumphs and struggles. And welcome to our show. Please share this show with your family and friends who've considered the surgery or have already gotten it and maybe are struggling, maybe they're not. We're here to support you either way. I'm going to introduce, this is my co-host, G.
Hi, everybody. My name is G Brown, the Lifestyle Changer, and I am the co-host of Hanging with the Browns and the co-host here of our Carnivore Gossip. Like Adrian said, if you know someone that's sick and tired of being big, and now all they see is skinny, and they want to be smaller at any cost, whether it's Ozempic that they're doing, B12 that they're doing, cabbage soup diet that they're doing, smoothies that they're doing, or one even better, going to the gym and not really getting any results, coming home trying to eat that salad that you don't really want, and you're still not losing weight, this is the show for you. You need to share this, even if you feel that, well, no, it's not me, because I want you to know smaller does not mean healthier. All right. And I'm excited because Adrian is running the show today, and she always have fantastic guests. And this time is no different. So let me just tell you a little bit about me. 11 years ago, I had the gastric sleeve. I was, I should have my picture up, but I'm going to be ready next week. My largest, I always say 260 because I actually got on a scale, but I really believe that it was a little larger than that. Because sometimes you get to the point of saying, you know what, I'm sick and tired of doing this. I want to eat this, this, and this. I know it's not going to be good for me, but I'm getting ready to satisfy these taste buds. Been there, done that. I know when you're trying to make your sexy feel good. It's like, you know what? Since I'm not losing weight, I'm going to embrace this bigness and I'm going to put it on. And that's where I say clothes, let anybody wear them. Because I promise you, I bought sizes that I had no business squeezing my tail in. Just because the material stretched does not mean, girl, I'm in a large. No, you're not. No, we're not getting ready to stop. When you didn't stretch that material, because what you don't see is what we see behind you. And it is the crack of your tail that we end up seeing because look at there, got a thumbs up, because the material is screaming. So I said all of that. That was my walk. And now I'm doing something different. And so let's listen to, you ready to introduce?
Yeah, I'd also just like to say before mine, I tried everything from being on reality TV. I was on the TV show The Biggest Loser, and that is basically the standard American diet where you restrict and you run and you restrict and you run, and it didn't work for me. So then I tried the gastric bypass, and I'm going to be honest, it wasn't the ticket for me, but we're going to tell all stories, all walks of life, because we're here for you to give you support and to just be out there to help the community. So the person that we have, so first of all, if you have any questions today for our guest, please put QQQ or question in front so we can ask her. Today's guest is Nora from Nora's Fertility Fix. And Nora's story's why is a little bit different than me and G. She didn't just want to be small. She wanted to grow her family. Like, this is, for so many people, our why is so strong. To be able to say, like, I'm going to have surgery. I'm going to change my body. Our why is so strong, and Nora's is definitely strong. Her story is very powerful. I'm excited for her to share how it went and like where she's at today and what she's doing today to maintain her health and looking fabulous. The best she's probably looked in her entire life. Fabulous. So
I can't
I'm
wait
going to introduce, here is Nora.
Yay! Wait, Nora, hold on. I got to do my little thing for you. Wait a minute. Here is Nora. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good morning.
So Nora, go ahead and tell us, what was life like before? Where did you come from? Where are you from today? If you want to share how old you are and what drove you to have surgery, which surgery, we can ask you all the questions, but you go ahead and get us started.
Alrighty, so I am 38 years old and I live in Northern Virginia, right outside of DC. So my journey started, oh goodness. Let's see, we'll just start when I got married. When I got married, I was around 260 pounds, and I didn't really see myself as large. I knew I was larger. I was one of those, oh, you're so pretty. If only you would lose weight, but I never saw it. I was a size about 16, 18 at the time. And when we got married, we got very comfortable. We liked to eat out. We liked to have a lot of fun. I mean, we were eating out probably, 5 to 6 times a week at least. And over the years, my weight would start to creep up. Bryce and I, my husband, we wanted to start a family immediately. We got married in 2012 and we stopped using protection immediately and thought it would happen within the first year because that's what usually happens, right? Nothing happened. So we got together in 2011, and by late 2013, we said, okay, something's not right. Let's get some help. And within the first year of our marriage, I probably gained another at least 30 to 40 pounds just from getting comfortable and getting happy and relaxed. We didn't exercise. We didn't do anything active, but we like to eat out. So 2013, we saw our first fertility specialist, and weight was immediately the first thing she addressed. So she started me on weight loss pills. Forgive me, I don't remember what they were. That was about 11 years ago or so. Started on the weight loss pills. Nothing happened. Went through all the testing for fertility. We couldn't find anything wrong. I seemed to be healthy, but morbidly obese. So a year and a half went by. I kept gaining weight, and I topped out. I got so embarrassed. I never took pictures, really. I never got on the scale. But from what I recall, it was about 305 pounds that I got up to. And that was in 2015. And December 2014, I sought out a bariatric surgeon. I was told, okay, you've tried everything, Weight Watchers, you've restricted calories, you've tried the weight loss pills, and nothing has happened. So bariatric surgery is the next step if you want to get pregnant. This is the only way. So I met with my surgeon, who is an amazing man. We still keep in touch to this day. He follows me on social media. He loves my husband's and my journey. So met with him December 2014. I weighed in at 300 pounds when I first saw him. And I had the gastric sleeve in July 2015. I chose the sleeve because they said you wouldn't have to deal with the malabsorption issues. And for me, it was the least invasive surgery. So yeah, I had that in July, and I lost weight quickly. I did lose 100 pounds within 9 months. But that was it. I mean, 100 pounds is a lot of weight. Don't get me wrong, but I was nowhere near goal. I was nowhere near where they wanted me to be. My sugar addiction did not go away. So the bariatric surgery did restrict the amount I ate, and I had no issues. I was very blessed. No issues. I could still eat whatever I wanted. And as probably everyone in the bariatric community knows, they push the premier protein drinks. The ingredients on there, looking back, they're just atrocious. It's horrible. And so they push this processed protein, these premier drinks that don't curb your sugar addiction. And so I never lost that. Not trying to get off the sidetracked. So a year goes by. My husband and I kind of drift apart. When you have bariatric surgery in a marriage, the one person wants to change their lifestyle, and 9 times out of 10, the other person in the marriage doesn't. And it's very common in bariatric couples, loss of divorce. It's horrible. So in 2017, my husband decided to join me on my journey, and he had the bariatric surgery too. He was 330 pounds, got up to 330, and he's 5'10". I'm 5'7".
Was his the sleeve too?
Yes, he had the sleeve too. And very blessed, no issues, no complications. However, this go around, we built a home gym, and we decided to do this together. And that was summer 2017. We started the keto diet, which still allows, those keto treats, but we were active. And for the first time in our marriage, we were 5 years in, and instead of going to a restaurant for dates, we went on a hike. Yes. So that was huge for us, and it saved our marriage. And we'll get into the whole regretting and whatnot of bariatric surgery. However, we got a new lease on life together, and we did renew our vows October 2017. It was an absolute dream. Had our honeymoon finally 5 years later. So still sought out fertility treatment. I never got pregnant, despite the surgery, despite losing weight. I've been through, I think, 5 fertility specialists at this point, multiple rounds of IVF, IUIs, surgeries for endometriosis, you name it, I've done it. Yeah, I'm sorry. So in 2020, I had my last failed embryo transfer, and Dr. Kiltz, Robert Kiltz, was my doctor. And he kept talking about carnivore, and I hate to say it, I just wasn't ready to hear about it yet. And, I was going through all this fertility treatment. I had not gained weight. I was one of those, and I thank the Lord for keto for that and for our active lifestyle. I never gained weight during IVF. I was one of the few. But after that last embryo transfer, what do you do? Tens of thousands of dollars down the drain, and I hit rock bottom. And so I said, you know what? Maybe it is time to go all in. So then I discovered carnivore thanks to Dr. Kiltz, and that was in March 2020. And I was very successful. I dropped 18 pounds the first month. It was the first few months. I dropped 18 pounds. It was really short time period. And even after bariatric surgery, I had given up getting to goal weight. And so when I started carnivore, I just felt amazing. My sleep got better. My mood increased. And I was wildly successful with it. So that's where I'm at right now. I can go further down the road if y'all want me to, but feel free to ask questions. I've talked long enough.
Well, I know for me, what stood out is you saying, I guess, no complications. So I want to break that down. Yes. So I don't feel that I had complications in my surgery at all. I had the gastric sleeve, like I said, April this month. I don't even know what today is. No, we're
May
on the
1st.
May. Yeah, last month made the 11 years. That's not the surgery it did what it was supposed to do. But now, as time went on, is where my difficulties have come in regards to I just got back off of a girls' cruise. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. And when I tell y'all wait till y'all see that video.
Oh, fun.
But with that, I'm saying that that's one of the things that I was sharing with them, because I'll forget to eat. So my question to you for the sleeve aspect, do you still get hunger triggers? Do you get any form of indigestion?
Indigestion.
Oh my God, I'm like, there's no T in that. I add letters. So for instance, this morning I tried to make sure that I ate, because around this time, as I've been up, that acid will start. I just imagine it kind of doing this in my stomach, like, okay, what's going on? They can no longer send me hunger signals. So I just kind of keep right on rolling. And then next thing you know, comes the burp.
Yes.
I can make myself burp now. I've never been able to do that, but I can pull a burp up. Those are my two things. So any type of things like that has happened to you?
When I was eating a lot of sugar, I would have the severe highs and lows post-op. Do I really remember them pre-op? Not really. So when I was eating a lot of sugar, which I hate to say it, I was after surgery. Like I said, never changed my diet until carnivore. I would have those, I would get hangry. So I would start shaking. And I think that's most people with on the SAD diet. But it got worse after bariatric surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So the shaking, the fogginess, I would almost pass out if I went 30 minutes without eating. Now, carnivore, when I'm fat adapted, no issues.
None.
But I also, the one good thing I did change, I listened to my body more after surgery. And my husband and I each have our own thing. When we get too full, I belch. And then his nose runs when we push ourselves a little too far, like with one bite. And that's still to this day true. I'm 9 years out.
Yeah.
He's 7 years out.
But then my question on that, because for me, it tastes so good, and I'll put that bite in, and then I ask myself a question: can you swallow? And I can't swallow it, so I'll go ahead and keep chewing it, but then I have to spit it out, because if I try to swallow, it's gonna come back up. So do you ever?
I have thrown up once in 9 years.
Oh
and
my
that was
goodness! I just
when
threw up on the ship.
Oh, when I say I had zero issues, my mind is blown by how much I adapted. So I know now there's some other issues we'll go into that I've now found out after working with a nutritionist. But I threw up once, eating and drinking too close together. 1 month after I had the surgery, I made that mistake once. I had to pull over on the side of the road and throw up. Other than that, no, I have never puked. Now, maybe that's just me not pushing myself. I don't know.
I think so. Do you try to proportion prior to, because like I said, I just had an episode on the ship. That burger, y'all, Carnival makes some good burgers. I am not kidding. Oh my God, it was so good. And I caught myself waiting. And then I was like, oh yeah, I can eat some more. I went and got that next one.
It's easy to do.
And yeah. And so I'm sitting there and I said, oh, I really think I'm pushing myself. I really think I'm pushing myself. And I did stop, but it was too late. I went back to the room. Eric came back up. And I'm like, oh, but I ate more.
Once you get it out.
Yep, get it out. And I waited, of course. But yeah, this is good to know, because I have, like, for instance, meeting Adrian, she had the bypass. I think I only know one other person in my real life that had the sleeve. I think that, because I know that's one of the things, at least for my doctor, what he talked about was the fact they have a better success rate with the people that have done the actual bypass. But in my brain, I had a problem with them cutting my intestines and rerouting them. And so that was like my big thing, because I gone through the process twice. I went, no, not the surgery, the process of having it. And when they were like, they didn't offer, it was, I don't even think he called it the sleeve, because I called it stapling your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
because that's still what they do. They just renamed it sleeve. And I said, y'all don't staple the stomach. They said, no, we don't do that anymore. I got my stuff and left because I was like, well, there's nothing that you're going to say that's going to make me like reroute my intestines. There's just nothing. But I still didn't get smaller. And that was like the biggest thing. My knees, my feet, it didn't happen. And so I went, and I think that I went, no, I called and they were offering the sleeve. That's what made me go back.
Okay.
And getting that information and all of that. So, but thank God, because I never received this. I left here on my cruise 139 pounds. And after eating multiple times a day, having a total of, I'm going to say 4, I really think it was 3, but I'm going to say 4 drinks over that time because I really didn't do a whole lot of that. And I came back 142 pounds.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's
actually really good.
That's really good.
Wait. But I think, wait a minute. But I think that had to do with more of the dancing, y'all. Y'all just have no. Yes, I got my steps and moves in. Oh,
hey,
honey,
Nora,
they were in Motown. They were, yeah. Okay, let me not get started. Go, your turn.
did you say, so you had the surgery, did you have to go through any nutrition courses? Because you said you didn't really change anything. Did I hear you wrong? You didn't change anything, but you still lost weight?
You are correct. So I went through 6 months of pre-op nutritional guidance and the psych eval, 6 months worth. My husband only had to do 3. And it was all a blur, to be honest. I don't remember what they said. It was protein first. They said protein first. However, get it any way you can. So it doesn't matter if it's Whole Foods or a Premier Protein shake or this processed crap stuff we sell at our store. Get protein in. And so, yes, I did do that. I'm going to be honest here. I also drank. So I drank pre-op and I drank post-op. I didn't transfer addictions, and maybe that's why I didn't get my weight down. I liked the sugary drinks and I liked the keto treats. So I ate a lot of keto treats. But yeah, post-op, I lived off of those Premier Protein drinks. And forgive me, I meant to look up the nutritional information. But how many sugars and carbs do those suckers have in them? I'm sorry.
I said, hold on. I'm gonna look it up.
I got it right here. I don't know. I don't know if people can see it, but like some of the bad ingredients would be the sunflower oil, soybean oil, the artificial flavors, the gums, a whole bunch of things we don't even know what they are. But mostly, like, this is like, how is this much different than eating French fries? Because that's, how is it? And that's super inflammatory. Also, getting your protein, unfortunately, from dairy can also be very inflammatory. And then it's all processed and broken down. So your body's like it's instantly affecting your blood sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So you did get the, So you did get the training and stuff, but after you had the surgery, you just kind of ate smaller portions of what you were eating before?
That's all I did. I did do protein first, so maybe that did help me lose the weight. But all in all, I was still eating out. My husband did not want to change, so he would bring the pizzas home, the beer home. Thankfully, I didn't drink the beer post-op, at least until a year later, but I was enjoying, when I was allowed to have alcohol, I was drinking the sugary Riesling wines and the sugar bombs. So much smaller portions. I mean, I can't even imagine, pre-op, I was having 2 appetizers, an entree, and at least 1 to 2 desserts. Post-op, no appetizers, no desserts, and 1 entree.
But you said you were exercising too. You were still hiking and stuff, or?
So that was in 2017. I didn't change. I didn't add I did start weightlifting. I did hire a trainer because I didn't want the extra skin. I started that 45 days post-op. I did not keep up with it. So I did lift weights maybe 3 months post-op.
Did you lose any hair?
Lots. I lost, oh my goodness. I did have to chop my hair. I chopped my hair up to my ears. I lost so much hair. It just thinned out. It severely thinned out.
Have you had to take any supplements at all? Other than for fertility and for things like that, but have you taken it for, post-surgery nutrition?
Not that I recall. And I didn't find out until last year that I should have been taking digestive enzymes. That was one complication I wanted to talk about that I didn't realize at the time, that we don't digest protein as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I have been told. I found this out last summer when my protein levels, even on a carnivore diet, were still way below average. And I was like, how is this possible when I'm only eating protein and fat? And they said it is a common issue with the gastric sleeve surgery.
You would think. You would think that our stomach acids have to be affected by cutting in.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's what I was going to say. It's possible. Just think about it, ladies. Without even being doctors, your stomach needs, okay, let's say for instance, our stomach used to have acid filled to here. So when the meat drops in and you're doing, it's breaking it down. Well, now I'm giving it this much stomach acid and I'm dropping that meat in. And I think that's why I threw up, regurgitated. That's why I threw up on the ship, is because the stomach acid broke that down. It had not moved it. I was not full. I did not feel stuffed. I felt I can take in more. But now at this point, not a whole lot. The acid is working on that first amount. If I had a whole cup of acid, I could keep dropping down into my stomach. And that's why I love the carnivore community. I love what it is that we're doing, ladies. I love, because as we constantly talk and share different stories, I'm like, there you go. Now it's coming into play of why, because now that makes so much sense. But do you know how many times we've had this conversation? But it is not until this moment now. And I'm like, wait a minute. I only had a third amount of acid in my stomach.
That makes sense.
Trying to do 100% work. Yes. And so
I think it depends too where your simulators are that are causing that, because I think some people could end up having more stomach acid. I don't know. It depends on I would love to ask Ben Bickman about the different areas of the stomach, or the carb sober doc, the carb addiction doctor, because he's actually a surgeon. And Nora, just like you, I love my surgeon too. I don't have anything negative to say about him. He's a Christian. He's got 25 kids. I'm just kidding. He has a lot of kids though. And he was trying to help, and he looked at me like a human. Yes. When I was on The Biggest Loser, they treated us like we were less than, and they needed to hurt us because we were less than, and they talked down to us. My surgeon was like, listen, you have a metabolic issue. I'm here to help you. And he really was there, I think, doing the best that he could in everything that he knew to help me. Now, you're a medical practitioner as well. And so you can see the struggle. Like now he doesn't do these surgeries anymore. Like, it's like we've had, it kind of comes into your blog that you have, of kind of the epiphany that our medical system isn't what we have thought that it was this whole time.
Very much so. I feel and say the same way. Now, the difference between the three of us, I kept my surgery a secret. I didn't share my story. I felt like if you had to have the surgery, you weren't strong enough to hang in there, to do what it took to lose this weight. You're doing this to make your stomach smaller. So now when you exercise, you'll actually start seeing the results. And so I did not want that critique from anyone. When
Me
I
too.
say that, my husband knew, my daughter knew, my own mother didn't know. But because my mother passed 2 years ago in January, I now share the story because I have suffered in silence, so to speak. Oh, wrong way, thumb. You're supposed to go that way. I have suffered in silence, so to speak. What do I mean by that? I mean, I lost weight. And I think Adrian and I store numbers about the same. I got down to 164 pounds, and I know because it was my 50th birthday, and but that wasn't my goal. It was supposed to be way smaller than that. And you mean to tell me I done went and had surgery and everything, and I could not get my body down beyond that? But once again, listen to my menu. I could not have anyone there under the age of 21 because all of the food was soaked in liquor. It was like the barbecue sauce had beer in it. All of the fruit had been soaking 3 days in tequila. And I had Jello shot. I had all of that because I'm going to celebrate. I made it to 50. Now, the next day, I did not weigh 164. And the day after that, I didn't weigh one. It was going up, and it just kept going up. And so I understand in regards to the alcohol because it was one of those things. It did not hurt my stomach. And then, of course, I was still getting some bits of sugar, which
Yes.
then made me feel like I did not have the shakes or anything like that. I lived off of, some people call it Duplin, some people call it Dublin, but it's a sweet wine here in the Carolinas. I can
Oh, I
find
know
it
it well.
someplace.
Muscadine.
Yes, you can get that too from
Okay,
Muscadine.
similar.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dublin
And
Winery.
yes. And Lay's potato chips. I lived on that. I lived on that because those were the things that didn't hurt my stomach. Those were the
Yeah,
things that
I
didn't
ate
hurt my
way
stomach
more
in the
plants
beginning. Yeah.
because I
And my
didn't think
husband
it hurt my
said that
stomach.
the reason why my stomach hurt is because I ate too fast. I was like ready to just eat and get it over with. But that comes with being a mom. You're eating on the go. You grab the piece of chicken, you go ahead and bite it, you chewing, you're doing it. Yeah, I didn't really sit down to eat. They were saying it should take you 30 to 45 minutes to eat. You're supposed to sit and chew your food. And I'm thinking 30, 45 minutes. Do you know how my food over here getting cold? What are you
I don't
talking
do that
about?
either.
I couldn't. There was an adjustment. I actually bought a baby dish that you poured hot water in and you put the food on it to kind of keep it warm for 30 to 45 minutes for me to eat. And I was like, man, I just drink some wine and some chips. I don't have to go through all of this. And that's what I did for quite a while. Yeah.
Nora, did you say you didn't gain any weight back? Because I did. I'm exactly like G. As soon as I hit 165, I started going up, and then it was like a nonstop fight not to go back to my original weight. Like when I started carnivore, I'd gotten back up to 202 pounds, and I had gotten down to 165. But two, I didn't get to my goal weight with the surgery either because I started having hypoglycemia. Also, I think that drinking, seed oils and eating 600 to 800 calories a day kills your metabolism. So eventually your body goes, I'm done with you. And I don't care what you do. I'm not going to get down. I see people getting down to 120, but that was not me. But anyway, sorry to ramble, but did you have any weight gain? Did you have any struggle with weight afterwards? Or you just got to the 200-ish and then that's just where you stayed?
Oh, I struggle every day. I have to be mindful every single day to this day. So when I started carnivore, I weighed around 190 and I got down to.
How did you get to, wait a minute, tell me, how did you get to, how did you come to carnivore and then give the story? I'm gonna mute myself, but how did you find out about carnivore?
Dr. Kiltz, right?
Dr. Kiltz.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This was all fertility related, anti-inflammatory was what he was promoting. And I wanted to, first off, I hate to say it, weight was first. I was very frustrated that I could not get below a size 12. I was ticked. So I did go from a size 24, 26 to a 12, which is huge. That's half my size. So I was about 189 when I started carnivore March 2020. and I got down to 159, my lowest ever, September 2020. Due to some things that were going on in healthcare and the world at that time, I did hit a severe depression and got off of carnivore mid 21. So I stayed strict for over a year, but I did get off of carnivore. I was still meat-based because I felt best on meat-based or animal products. I was able to get off of my antidepressants. My mood was so much better. But however, you know, external things going on, we all hit our highs and lows. And I hit a low, and I did introduce some sugar again. So my weight crept back up again, about 15 pounds, 15 out of the 15 out of the 34 or so that I lost. I did go strict again, January 1st, 2023, strict carnivore. I even quit drinking, and I was able to get my weight back down a little bit again. My lowest I got was 163. So I didn't hit that 159 again, but stress plays a huge role in our bodies, and I'm still playing with that. I even did the Lion Diet like you, Adrian. I did the Lion Diet for almost 4 months. And
wow.
And
You're amazing.
Girl.
Okay, because I only made it 28 days.
I made it 45 and I took a couple days off and now I'm back at it.
To have these babies, ladies, I've done it all, and I had to give it a try. I worked with a nutritionist, and I said, okay, I'm going all in. I do drink raw dairy. I have a little bit of raw cream in my coffee. I do mold-free organic coffee. I allow myself a little bit in the morning. But that's the only dairy I was eating. I do butter now to help with my sex hormones. But anyways, I've already lost.
Okay, wait, before you go too far. So 2 things. One, you found an actual nutritionist that supports the carnivore diet. That's my first question. And the second one, with the butter, girl, make ghee out of it. And when I say to you, that is like, oh my God. But I do it with Kerrygold butter.
Huh.
Oh,
really?
Oh.
My farm sells ghee. So I have an Amish farm that I get all of my products through, and make my own.
Listen, every time I buy ghee, it is not anything like that stove in there. And here's the thing, Laura, another carnivore, she's a nurse. So we did a whole show, and I had a whole camera on the ghee, because literally you put the pot on, you have it on a low medium. I put 2 sticks in. You do not stir at all. Do not touch. Don't shake the pot. Do nothing. And then you watch it. It's going to cream. And if it starts splattering too much, turn the heat down just a little, because it's going to pop. It's going to bring all the impurities to the top. And then when it stops popping like that, I get my spatula. I slide over to see the color of the, and I like mine like the color of your hair. If I can get it to the color of your hair, anything beyond that is too much. Anything, and if I do it to Adrian, I don't have it. So once I strain that, put it in the container, let it sit on, because you have to get the impurities off the top. But wait a minute. So I use a sieve, but I actually put 3. They stack. So it'll pour through. And now I caught the other baby. I eat that too. Okay. And that makes the best steak sauce. I'm not kidding. Oh God. I'm gonna have to show you the whole thing. I'm telling you, baby. I got excited. Look, my mouth's starting to water. I might have to add it again. Because that's what I had for dinner last night. I had it for dinner because I take some of the ghee and I mix a little bit of the remnants that's taken off the top. I put that in there and okay, I'm done.
I have a question. So, people say when you have the gastric bypass, you get this malabsorption, but what people don't realize is, other than the nutrient malabsorption that's forever, the calorie malabsorption ends quickly. Like a few months, your gut kind of heals and you get everything back.
Oh, okay.
So some of the effects of the surgery really are just ineffective to me today, other than I don't absorb folate and iron and important things and protein. Do you still have any benefits of the surgery today?
Yes, I never stretched my sleeve. And there are some people in our community that say that you will stretch it. That's not true.
I don't think
never
it's true for
it.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, I disagree, ladies. I disagree, and here's why.
No, just kidding.
No. The majority of people ask them this question after they say that. Do they drink carbonation?
Okay.
Because what happens is, and this is in everybody's stomach, it's not even where you have the gastric anything.
Yeah.
Once carbonation hits the acid in the stomach, there's a chemical reaction that does this.
That makes
And
sense.
so,
yeah.
And so those same people, I kid you not, if they've been, I don't care if they sip that soda for every time that soda hits, there's a that goes on. We didn't do that. My
Correct.
stomach is not stretched out at all. If I accidentally put carbonation something in my mouth, well, back then I might do a sweet tea, and then my husband had a Coke. If I accidentally grabbed the wrong one, I spit. I didn't swallow. I was so scared. Even today, I just envision that. And so, no, thank you. But so that is the question. That's a follow-up question to ask them. And it's like, yeah, that's why your stomach is stretched, because you stretched it.
These are people that haven't had the surgery. And they're saying it doesn't matter whatever you do, your stomach will grow again. And it's in the carnivore community. And I'm like, I can't, because a lot of people pushed OMAD on me. I physically can't. I can eat maybe, I mean, at this point, 700 is pushing it, 700 calories of meat in one sitting. I can eat about, let's say, for dinner's my biggest meal. I eat between 9 and 10 ounces of ribeye. And that nice. 10 ounces is kind of pushing it.
Yeah, same here.
Now, I'm sorry, 9 to 10 ounces pre-cooked. So it might, it might be what, 8 or 9?
7 ounces cooked.
Okay. Oh, wow. So that does.
Or maybe 7 to 8. I don't know.
Okay. So probably, let's say 8. So 8 that's it. And I think that's still pretty good for 9 years out. But there was no way. I can't do the 1 meal a day. I do eat 3 meals a day religiously. Sometimes I can skip breakfast when I am truly fat adapted and I'll be on that high. But yeah, 3 meals a day. I don't know what the question was, but
do you have any tips for people who are getting started? Like when you first started, did you have any issues? Like I couldn't even, I was 10 years out when I started carnivore, 9 years out. And I had a hard time eating eggs and hamburger. It hurt my stomach. It's like it would scrape the sides of my stomach. But as time went, like I just had a lot of rendered fat with my food to kind of help it move. And then my stomach acid has gotten better. You know, do you have any tips, or was it hard for you at first?
So I ate the rainbow, as some of the people say. I think it's Judy Cho that says, eat the rainbow with carnivore. So when I first started carnivore, I didn't track my macros. I was not stressed out. We were on this lockdown thing. So I bought a super fancy smoker and I just played with all of my meat. So for me, I was going from a ketogenic diet. So it was primarily meat, vegetables, a couple of fruits. So it wasn't a huge transition for me. But what made carnivore so easy, I'm a shrimp freak. So I had a lot of ribeyes and shrimp. I played with my new smoker. So we smoked ribs all the time, pork butts. I just had
Send me the link to your smoker.
Oh, I will. It is.
Because
baby, and I'm a freak.
Yes, because no, I'm actually looking for a smoker. I have one. It's small, but I love to smoke a bunch of meat, freeze it, and then I pull it out. I might take some and put over into my broth, my bone broth, and it's gonna give that little smoke flavor. Oh, girl, yes.
Yep. But that my smoker is what saved me, I think, with carnivore and allowed it to be so easy. Oh, we do a brisket every single week, by the way. So that is yeah, we smoke a brisket. So with how to transition into carnivore, make it fun. Don't limit yourself. When I was starting to track macros and I found out that us as women need more fat. I had no idea about that when I started carnivore. I transitioned into 75% fat, 25% protein late last year. But before that, I just had fun. And I think that's what led me to being successful. Now, I'm not going to lie. I switched to dry red wine and I would allow a glass a couple times a week. And I had that with my steak. I didn't have any issues. I dropped the weight, but I was also not stressed out. And that I think is key. So
I would like to hear now, because we started this on your journey. Do we have, because I didn't read up anything, so I'm like an audience member right now. Dr. Kiltz, we got babies. Are we getting more babies? How is hubby? Kind of summarize where you guys are today.
we hit rough spot in December 22. We were drinking a lot. I was still animal based, but we got off. And so January 1st, 2023, I said, okay, Bryce, we're going all in. I've been going through this fertility treatment. Nothing's working. I'm going to go very strict carnivore. We're going to quit drinking for the first time in our life, both of us. And 3 months into that journey, we got pregnant. Naturally, after 10 years of fertility treatment. We did it all on our own. I did miscarry at 5 weeks. And that was a year ago last month. I kept searching. I searched for the latest thing. And that's what I've been doing. So the nutritionist I hired was on Judy Cho's team. And I went down a bunch of rabbit holes at that time. My eyes were opened about the fat that we need. I had no idea about that. So that was a huge benefit of hiring a nutritionist. I found out about the digestive enzymes. That was great. I started down the whole mold toxicity, the SURS path. Tried that, which I know you've gone through that too, Adrian. So I don't want to say too much, but for me, I think my root cause is stress. I don't think it's SURS. I don't think it's any of this other stuff that I've been trying to follow. So I tried, the SURS route, had a lot of setbacks with that. And then this year I had my mercury removed to see if that was causing any hormonal issues. So that was a big thing this past spring.
From your mouth?
Yes. So I had silver just covering my mouth, and I had no idea that leaks into your organs and is also a cause of infertility. And mercury toxicity and biotoxin illness have a lot of the same symptoms. Had no idea about that.
I don't want to cut into your story, but I had mine removed while I was 8 months pregnant with my baby. And then I got the bad virus, and I've never been the same since. And he did not do what you did. He just came and chucked them out while I was pregnant.
Oh, girl.
There was no biohazard. There was nothing. He just grinded them out. Like 10 of them. Sorry. So it can totally be true. It could possibly be because I've been sick ever since. But anyway, you keep going. She went to an actual biological dentist and had it done properly, which is what I suggest to anybody who's watching this.
Yes, he was one of the people that created the protocol for getting mercury safely removed here in DC. So search for a biological dentist if you have mercury in your mouth and get it out.
So you've tried now the mercury.
Yes.
And now you guys are trying more relaxation, or?
So where am I at now? I am working extra to pay off all of these holistic health bills because, as anyone knows, on this natural journey, it's expensive. So yes, I'm stressed with work. However, there is an end in sight. God plants patience in my life for a reason I know. And someone mentioned a holistic OB locally who specializes in hormones, no drugs. And I know God put this woman in here. She gave me the name of the doctor who was within 45 minutes. I know it is just, everything happens.
Oh, wait, I forgot you like confetti. Wait a minute.
So I haven't shared this on my Instagram yet or with anyone. This is my big thing that's going to be happening this summer. I am going to cut back with work a little bit in July, and I'm going to prioritize getting my hormones straightened out. I'm going to go through all of the testing. I don't know what all this involves yet, but I do need some hand holding because obviously it did happen once on our own, but that wasn't enough. And the fat that I have increased with my diet, I track my hormones every month with something called a Nido. So I track my 4 sex hormones, and I have noticed them increasing with the increased fat. So that's huge for anyone trying to conceive out there. Get your fat up. So I am going to see this specialist who's local and who takes insurance. Yay!
No.
Oh, that you should have started out with that one because that is very hard to find. That is good. Well, prior to you sharing that in the middle of speaking, it was just really placed on my heart to let you know that in 2024 you will get pregnant. You're getting pregnant.
I'm praying for you, and everybody out there
I'm
who's
telling you
warrior,
as you were
send
speaking.
some
I'm
prayers.
telling you as you were speaking. So for me to come back and say, make sure you come back and let us know you're getting pregnant this year. You just said all of the things. First of all, start relaxing.
She's crying. How can you be relaxed in her situation?
I know.
But
I know.
No, it's true. Stress, I know. I work in cardiology. Stress can cause heart attacks, cancer, strokes. I mean, of course it can cause infertility.
Yeah, none of that is going to be your story. You are going to get pregnant this year. This year. Kid you not.
My best friend had a dream. She goes, I just had a dream that you were having a little boy. And I was like, my husband said we're done having kids. A few months later, little boy. I do think that God puts those out there.
God,
yeah, it is. It was like, let her know she'll be pregnant in 2024. Okay. You're going to be pregnant. So look, wait. Let me do it again.
You're really a woman of my heart because you have done everything. Like if you're willing to go lion, if you're willing to do all these, like you have done your part. And it is so heartbreaking when you try those things and you realize it's not you. It's not for a lack of effort. It's not something you are doing wrong. You're doing all the right things. And if anybody wants to follow her journey, you can follow on and she shares chronicles from her patients too. That's probably my favorite. Let's see if I can find it.
Most of the patient stories I share, and it's all HIPAA compliant, by the way, how carnivore could help these patients. And it's just, yeah.
And then Nora also has a blog, and I'll bring that up in a second, but like, look at how gorgeous you are. You must be so muscular because you said you were a size 12 when you were 190. Like that's practically what I am today at 150, 60,
Yeah, look at that before and after over here on the right. Scroll down just a little bit. Yeah, right there.
That was my last.
Yeah. Look at that.
Listen,
you are a gorgeous babe.
you're going to be a great mom.
She already is.
Yeah. You
There's her
continue
husband.
on. Yeah. All right,
My stud
hubby.
muffin.
There you go.
You
All right.
know,
Look, hey, hubby, you got some work to do. You got to go home, honey.
you also, the fact, like, I ended up with a divorce when I had the surgery, and the fact that you guys made it through is extraordinary. Extraordinary.
It was hard. It was hard. We had to have a huge come to Jesus talk. We even created an online support for couples like us because the divorce rate is so high with bariatric couples. It's devastating. So yeah, I'm very proud of us, and I'm very grateful for him for making the changes. And I love our life now. Every weekend we find a hike to do, and we are just so active. And we bought a camper, so we go hiking with our camper, and it's just a crazy different lifestyle. And I'm so thankful. A lot of people, I still, like you, G, I don't like to admit that I had the surgery. It took me a year, almost a year, to come out and say that I had it, because everyone was like, how are you losing weight? You know, because I'm still seeing you drink. So what did you do? So it did take me about a year. And my patients, I like to plant seeds. That's, I think that's how God still has me in cardiology. And so I like to talk to my patients about diet, lifestyle changes, and how they can get healthier without medications. And they all ask me how I lost my weight. And I get ashamed that I say bariatric surgery. However, that's not what made the huge change in my life. It was the carnivore diet, and being able to lose another 35 to 40 pounds with carnivore. Being, at that time, I was so 4 years ago, you know, I was 5 years post-op, and I was able to lose that additional weight and get my sugar addiction under control. Now, is it still a fight if I have a little sugar? I mean, I'm an abstainer. I was, you know, they all preach to us moderation. Everything's okay in moderation. No, if you put sugar in front of me, I will gain 5 pounds. Period. If there's anything sweet attached to it, it's a trigger for me. And it saddens me to admit that, but it's the reality. And it's a fight every day, but carnivore is the only thing that has given me some food freedom.
Yeah, G has a saying, never be big again.
Yeah, that's my thing. Hashtag never be big again. And so honestly, I actually thought I was going to come back possibly weighing more than, you know, but okay. So for me, I don't have food triggers like that.
Nice.
Okay. So for me, I mean, I eat guilt-free. That's the way that I say it. I am guilt-free on my eating, all while I was on that ship. Not one wrong thing. Okay, let me change this. I eat jalapeno peppers.
Ow.
That I love spicy, and so, but I don't eat them every day. On the ship, I did have some jalapeno peppers. I think one time, but I ate the burgers, and for dinner I had a steak, and for breakfast, it was difficult for me to get them to do 4 egg yolks, but they managed. One day it just looked like 4 eggs, but anyway, and that. Now my issue is drinking, because I love the ceremonial of just holding my glass, sipping it a little bit, and then, oh, I want some more, that type thing. So on this ship, let me see. And I know I had 2 espresso martinis. That's my thing. Then one of the other ladies had a chocolate martini.
Ooh.
And I drank some of that one because I had never had it before. And then my thing is coconut rum. I do that neat.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I do that neat. Now I ain't trying to trigger nobody by doing it, but I do that neat. So I told them, well, y'all thought I was walking around with a glass of water. Woo!
The thing that I don't tell anybody is I quit drinking. Like, because I don't want people to picture me being like, you know, some slosh in the alley or something. But
yeah,
but before I had my surgery, I quit drinking, and that's
That's awesome.
That's not one that's going to work for me. And I'm so grateful because, you know, one thing to warn people about, just like the divorce, is some people have issues with drinking after the surgery.
Oh, it's huge. It's a known huge issue. That transfer of addiction happens all the time. All the time.
Well, let me just add, I drink on vacation. I don't drink at home. I don't.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. This isn't. So what I said to you guys, that is strictly like out. And I know where I need to start and stop. This is one of the reasons why it's like that. The one time that I had barbecue sauce, my left hip hurt me for 2 days.
Oh my
and I
God.
walk with a limp. So when I drink, I don't get those types of side effects. So the food aspect scares me to where I don't know what will set me off. So I don't play with food. I just eat
The spices and stuff.
Yeah, I don't, because what I experienced prior to this carnivore lifestyle, I tell people I was on Percocets for 3 years. I got back injections. The list goes on and on and on. I am doing none of that anymore. I don't fool around when it comes down to my food. But when I'm on vacation, now I'm lucky that some places I go, you guys do espresso martinis. They say no. I say, oh, okay, good. And then I don't have anything, and I just continue on. But I know the ship have it, honey. Oh God.
I want to show too one last thing before we let Nora go here. I want to show her blog because Nora is a blogger. She's been did this start in 2020?
No, this started a year ago.
A year ago. Okay.
Just based
because
on,
you're in the healthcare industry and you've seen things and you're just spreading the word. And so if anybody'd like, you can come check out her blog as well.
And I'm getting back into writing. I released my last post in December, and it's been a rocky start this year. So I have a bunch of blogs in the writings that I should release very soon.
Okay.
It's just, it's all about going natural and things that I have learned in my journey of natural health, dealing with sunscreen and food and healthcare and how to, things that are supposed to be normal in our life, that's really not. So I'm going against the grain, denormalizing everything. And
sunglasses? Do you do sunglasses?
I don't wear
sunglasses. I quit.
I stopped wearing sunglasses.
Even though they're so cool looking.
Yeah, but my eyesight has improved now because I stopped wearing
He's
sunglasses.
Like, what? You gave up the sunglasses?
Yeah.
I know, y'all. I got 50 pair of glasses.
But they're cute, right? I mean, you're not cool unless you wear a big, huge pair of nice sunglasses.
Well, 38 of them are prescription.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people change out. I change glasses like that. I got 3 or 4 of them right here. But when I am out in the sun, I do take my glasses off because I understand that my eye needs to see that sun and make the necessary adjustments within my body to not burn.
Yes, ma'am. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
I know, some kind of way God knew how to make these bodies.
Imagine.
He did it without my help.
Throw it out there too that if anybody would like to meet us, all 3 of us ladies will be at Hack Your Health at the end of this month. Both Nora and I have a discount code if you'd like $50 off. We'd love to see you there and come meet us. And so check out Nora's Instagram. She's also got her blog. I just thank you so much for coming and telling your story today. Is there anything else you want our audience to know? These could be people who are considering the surgery or people who've already had it.
Oh, second guess and question. Not second guess, just question the surgery. Give other things a try that are more natural. Do I regret the surgery? It's 50-50 because I could not go up a flight of stairs before. I wish that I had known about carnivore, but carnivore is hard. So find your tribe, find a good support system, and really give carnivore or cutting out sugar and carbs a try before you go to cutting out pieces of your body, because you can't get it back. And it's not guaranteed. My surgeon who follows me and has been my little support system for the past 9 years, every time I post a picture of me being active, he's constantly reminding me, Nora, you are in the top 5%. He said less than 5% of people are successful long-term with bariatric surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you going to put yourself through this if you're not going to make the changes? So
that's because
Give
we
that talk.
believe that. No, here's the thing. We believe it just makes sense. If I have a smaller stomach, then I'm taking in less calories. But we're not understanding what this pie hole, when it goes in, what your body is doing with what you put in. Okay, you can put a small amount of boo-boo in if that's what you want to do, okay, or a large amount. Your body's still going to treat it the exact same way.
Yeah.
And it blows me away when I share with people, and this happened so much this past few days. So wait a minute, you don't eat fruits and vegetables? And I love to say that your body receives fruit just like it received a now later. And then somebody asked me, what was a now later? Lord have mercy. That's my old time candy. So I can say Skittles. Your body it's like, but Skittles aren't good for you. Right. That sugar content, period. It can be dressed as whatever. Go with what your body needs. So let's go back, and I'll say 200 years. Go back 200 years. And what your body was doing, and all of these illnesses that we did not have. The thing that gets me the most is IBS, and then Crohn's, and all of this going over in your gut. Meat didn't do that, but they told us, right, to hang back off of red meat. Why? Because over here on the pharmaceutical side, we got some IBS medicine for you and all of that. Don't worry, eat what it is you want to eat. Just take this pill.
A patient cured, a patient lost.
There you go. So let me just say this. I have someone, I won't say who it is. I'm just going to say someone I know worked in a optometrist office. And the optometrist said to her, everybody needs glasses. That's the way we get paid. Now you take that for what it's worth. So now, everybody needs a surgery. Everybody needs a something. How else they are going to get paid? How else are they going to ride with that drop top? How else are they going to cruise together as a family? How else are they going to fly to Paris? You have to have a surgery, honey.
Yeah, I agree. Two things that we would be looking for in our future shows, like G and I have a huge lineup. We're excited to share so many things with you, but if you know anybody who's ever had gastric bypass reversed, send them our way. We'd love to hear that story. We're also happy to tell other stories of people who have found long-term health. Like, we want people who've been down the line, because I remember 2 years after my surgery, I was still on a cloud, even though I was struggling. But 10 years down the line, how are you doing and what are you doing to maintain your health? If you have any of those people in your life, please send them our way. We'd love to share the story, because to me, you know, when you Google, you don't find many negative things. When you ask your doctor, you don't find the real deal. But when you hear it from a person, that to me is so much more powerful.
And I will say this, I'm still in the Facebook bariatric groups, and oh my gosh, the overwhelming amount of people, probably 75% of people in those groups that are at least 2 years out from bariatric surgery are now searching for Ozempic. And so bariatric surgery is not the end all be all, and you have to put in that work, and people don't understand that. And I've coached probably 24 women through the sleeve after I had it done. I can count on one hand how many people are still successful. And it's so
that's heartbreaking.
The bariatric surgery, the only thing that is 100% guaranteed is that you can't get your stomach back.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the only guarantee. It's gone, and there you go. So this is what I want. I think I want people to know, and you might feel, Nora, the exact same way. Find what works for you.
Yes.
That is the biggest thing. So if you did have the surgery and you have found what works for you, come and share it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not about to sit up here and say, no, that's not that. No, it's working for you. And that's fine. Now, I just want to know, are you pain free, medication free, and all of these other frees? Because that is where your goal should be,
Yes.
is to have just the best body ever. And I'm not talking about the Coca-Cola size. I'm just talking, because smaller does not mean healthy.
No.
And I have to leave that with you guys. We want to thank you so much, Nora. Oh my God.
Thank
Your
you for
information
inviting me.
has run across the bottom of the screen. Hopefully people will connect. If you're watching this, of course, on the replay afterwards, you guys know you're our favorite people. So until next time, look, all hearts and minds clear. We good?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you all for watching. Please
Thank
like,
you
share,
so much.
subscribe.
That's it. That is it.
Bye.
Whenever